Good evening. Hello. I may be a bit early. I might be a bit late. Good morning. Maybe it's morning. Anyway, at the moment I'm looking for something because I just realised I've moved a box and I can't remember where I put it. And I thought I was going to be sat on it, and apparently I'm not sat on it, which isn't a good thing because it's not a good box to be losing. But while I'm looking for this, the plan tonight is to actually paint sparkles and oak. It should be fun. I've got the colours ish out ready and some brushes and lots of other things, but yeah, I can't seem to find. I've actually forgot what it is I'm looking for now. Oh, that was it. The little yellow box, which is there. Yeah, so this should have the grip vise and the needle pin, so I can drill little holes into them, and then I can put them into these, and then I can hold them. Because I can't find any corks either for some reason. I know I've got a box somewhere with about 40 fucking corks in it, but I can't find a single. I can't find the box, so therefore I can't find a single fucking cork. The joys. So first of all, I've got to try and actually get the drill bit out. And then I can't remember if it actually fits in here or not. I'm pretty sure it does. I hope it does. If it doesn't, I'll be really, really annoyed. Why doesn't it fit into the handle? Good evening, Lee. Good evening. No worries if you're listening while you're working, that is fine. Listen while you work, or whistle while you work. I just dropped my pin thing. I have just dropped. I need it to work. Good evening, Ali. Good evening. Thank you for coming to join us. I'm trying dangerous things at the moment, like trying to force open a pin vise thing. And I'm probably going to end up using something stupid like a scalpel blade. See, like so. So I can open it enough so I can get bloody drill bit in. But it's not going to work because that's going to be the weight. Right. The smaller drill bit's going much, much easier than this. Good evening, Renee. Good evening. And Kirsty, good evening as well. Wow, we've had a flood of people all of a sudden just while I was looking down. All I'm trying to do is get. I might have to just do it manually. Right, okay. So all I want to do anyway is put a small little divot in the bottom of the foot, which I might have to just try doing by hand, which is really bloody difficult. This might actually be easier if I was to use wherever it has gone. Where's my heavy scalpel blade? There it is. Okay, let's try starting with this instead. This might make things a little easier. Or not, as the case may be. No, I'm setting up to paint these things. These are the magical world of sparkles and oak is named obviously sparkles and oak for a reason, and I'm going to start painting sparkles and oak this evening because I can't find anything to mix the filler in with at the moment. I thought I had a plastic tub, but the plastic tub I thought I had ended up having a hole in the bottom. So that wouldn't work So while I procure a new plastic tub, I know I have characters to paint. 2 of them have already had their colour schemes put out, which are the main 2 characters, the first 2 named characters. All the other characters, which I still need to put pictures up for, thank you for just reminding me, Ali. All the other characters are yet to be named, colour schemed, and allocated a class from D&D. The 2 white egg things are little polystyrene eggs that I intend to put these into, so I can hold them without actually having to touch the model, and then when I paint it, it makes it a little bit easier, and I don't get fingerprints all over it. And the problem is now I've got to wait for this to bloody dry. I'm trying to pin it at the bottom of his foot. I'll pin her, because they're both girls, these ones. Come on, set. Oh, this is going to take ages, isn't it? Damn it, Kirsty, go get it. Go get the kid. Glue my fingers together. You're not going to sit if I try and put you down, eh? No. What it might do, if I leave it there like that, it might set. Might set. Because I've got to put a hole in the bottom of the other one, yeah. Well, they do, but trying to convince the kittens that is a different matter. Right, I might try using a smaller drill bit this time. I think that drill bit might have been a little bit too big. But then again, trying to manually use the smaller bit is a bit of a pain in the ass. Come on out, you little shit. Thank you. I don't need it to go too far, really. It's only going to be a pin that needs to stick into a bit of polystyrene. Just getting that initial starting hole off because I'm going so slow and with so little pressure. Yeah, I'd ever had an Archimedes drill or even that pin vise would have just helped. Having to do it completely by hand with just this. Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's what the bases are for. Ideally, you're supposed to glue them to the bases, but I need to texture the bases first. I need to do the entire floor, so really I need to know where every single model on that floor is going to be going. Well, that's what he gets for stealing the smoke. Silly little kid. What do you think was going to happen? You're going to get praised? No. And his backside kicked out is what's going to happen. If I have blue tack on it, I can't paint where the blue tack is. And that's why I'm putting this at the bottom of the foot. That way it can still stand proud of the little... Yeah, so it can still stand proud of the egg. I can hold the egg. And yeah. Let's hope that one dries. How's that one dried while I've been waiting? Yes. Yes, which is good. I needed that one to dry while I was waiting. No, I was about to put it away then. I've not even put the drill bits away. Put the drill bits away first. Otherwise you forget. And the blades. You have a chauffeur? Do you pay them, or is it just through marriage? Right, where's my big snip things? I've just remembered where my big snip things are. My big snip things are in my toolbox back there. And I don't want to ruin my decent snips. So I'm going to get my Crap Games Workshop ones. And I want to hope these can cut this. They should be able to. There we go. And now I take said pin and pop it in there, and now I can, at least to a degree, hold the model without needing to touch it. Have you dried? Enough. I hope. Even though it's about to melt its way through into the polystyrene. Yay. Right, that's all the bits that are sparkles are going to go crazy because I'm using blades and drill bits and stuff. Done. She can calm down now. Isn't that awesome? Do you pay Uber rates? Or is this, does he actually get out of your car and open the door for you? That's why you call him a chauffeur. Because this fucker actually does work. As well as driving. First of all, I need to prime. And then think about getting a brush out to actually do the priming. I only got a brush out to think about doing the detailing and the other work. I didn't think about priming because I'm an idiot. Oh, awesome. So free driver. Free chauffeur is awesome. Good evening, Daniel. How are you, man? You feeling? I believe you're feeling better, but I didn't get a chance to catch your stream earlier. Oh no, I did pull the base brush out. Never mind. It's not good when you can't drive, is it? Really? I feel for you on that one. I also am allowed to drive, and my missus has technically been said she's allowed to drive, but she can't drive. Yeah, she just, her and roads don't mix. Painty, primey. I should be doing this with an airbrush, but I'm sat inside the house and it's dark outside and it's cold. I don't particularly wish to be sat out there in the cold and damp air because it doesn't help with the airbrushing. So I'm going to do it with a brush inside the house. You're starting a cult to build. You're already part of a cult, Dan. You live in Maryland, for Christ's sakes. It's like the biggest cult on the planet. Which is saying something when Christianity, Judaism, and Islam are a thing on the planet. Yeah. Maryland is the biggest cult on the planet. So somehow he's managed to get Christianity in there, but get it to come second. Look knows how that worked. Sure, there's some guy sat in churches somewhere going, hang about. Maryland is not doing what he's supposed to. Someone needs to have a chat with it. And then they get there and they get indoctrinated. And then taking part in Dan's house building projects. For the good of all. For the good of all. See? You started getting me involved. Where did that come from? Just weird people. I'm not sure what Spanish sausage has got to do with building houses there, Renee. Oh shit, fell off my chair. Not even sat my chair out and falling off it. Something's gone drastically wrong. I've decided I need to make a small tactical, well, not tactical, but small decision on these. Which is, I've decided to need a flat bottom. We are going to be trying to be painting the star characters for this build, which are Sparkles and Oak. Two little turtle twins that are in charge of this whimsical little island that I started building a few weeks ago. I can't remember. I think it's about 3-4 weeks ago now. As I can't continue the ground floor because I've got nothing to mix my filler in, I'm painting characters instead. And the first two that I've painted as well, so those are the only two that I've got the colour scheme for. I know, wait a minute, where is it? Down here. I know they both got light green skin because they're both turtles, essentially. So they both got light green skin. One, the flowers are going to be purple in 2 different shades. The other one's going to have pink flowers. The one with purple flowers is a life domain cleric when you play as a D&D character. It's going to have a gold pineapple. So that pineapple is going to be gold with a, I'm thinking bronze stick now because it is going to be more of a holy symbol. So they can cast spells through it. And then they have like normal brown shells and claws. In the case of Sparkles, which is the one that is the cleric, I'm thinking more white robes with smatterings of gold and keeping all the flowers in touch in the same colours. And then the other one, which is Oak, happens to be a Circle of the Land Druid. So they've got pink flowers. I will have pink flowers. Much more natural in everything that they're wearing. So there will be no metals. It'll all be woods, and the pineapple might actually. I'm going to try and make it look like an actual pineapple, which is going to be fun because I've got no fucking idea what a pineapple. Like, it really looks like it's been that long since I've had one. I know the brown with green leaves, but that's about it. And I know they're kind of yellowy and they get darker on towards the tips, which luckily Lavarus has given me a bit of bloody practice at that. So there is a chance that I might be able to pull this off. But first of all, I need to give it the paint something to stick to, which is why I've got a base coat the bloody thing. So they do have. I have got the stats for them as well, I think. Yeah. Sparkles is stronger than Oak. For instance. Oak's a bit more sturdy and a lot smarter. But not as charismatic as Sparkles. Sparkles is quite charismatic. Both very wise. And Sparkles even has a feature, observant. I forgot about that. So yeah, they're gonna have stats. Got to remember that they're gonna have stats. Right. So let's start with the thing that they're both gonna have. Let's start with like the green skin and the brown shells and the fingernails. And can you see what I'm looking at? I'm looking at these. Oh, do you mean what I'm looking at on my knee? Oh, well, it's just literally handwriting. It's just what I've been writing down. So characters, Sparkles is a turtle, basic AC, life domain cleric, how much HP she's got, then how I'm going to pay her out. Same thing for Oak. So turtle, natural AC of 18, 105 HP, a lot more HP than Sparkles. And then down there is actually the stats for when I write up the stat sheets. That is an option for these as well. If you wanted to, Renee, there are professional painters out there that you could go, here are the models. These are the color schemes I want you to do it on. Do it, and they'll charge you, but they'll paint them however you want. Depending on how much work you want and what level of paint job you want, depends how much you pay. Then you would hate to have seen the cats. Please go back and they're in the playlist. I think about the only thing I've put in a playlist is the cats. Those things I had to wear magnifying glasses for, and the last one nearly broke me. The last one really did nearly broke me. That Persian warlock was just, yeah. I thought Warhammer had some small little spangly bits. That was just something else. That was. So, move on. Bright green skin. Which we can always add a bit of bright yellow too to get a highlight tone for if we need to. Oh, I spent a lot of time staring at itty bitty things. No jokes, please. Models, I mean, some of you were probably halfway through typing the sentence before you even got through it anyway. Good nightly. But yeah, them cats were something else regarding painting minis that I'd not experienced before. They were just a whole different level of these just tiny little creatures. And the amount of detail that they managed to get onto that tiny little creature was pretty nuts, really. I mean, they weren't overly detailed, but they didn't need to be for the size. And there's plenty of detail. There was enough detail on them to make them a fucking pain in the ass to paint. I did them and I did enjoy them. I won't say I didn't enjoy them, because I did. If I didn't enjoy them, I wouldn't have got the second set. Obviously, having it being two sets rather than just one. Yeah, I'm dropping the book. Need that just to double check that I don't mix them up halfway through. Start doing one in one form and one in another. And then cross them over halfway. And there are some scales on the backs of the hands. Yes, I have a cup of tea, Ali. It is in the kitchen. I forgot to bring it in the living room with me. I made that before I started. The wedding plans, they're coming along nicely. As I said, the only thing we've actually got done properly is we know we have a photographer. We've just got to inform the photographer of the date, which we have now set. We've just got to make sure that one of the two venues that we're looking at to do it is available on that date, but we're booking well over a year in advance, so I should imagine we'll have a chance of it being available. So at the moment, we just need to speak to the two venues that we want to use, really. And as it's just a single venue day we're after, so we'll do the ceremony there as well as the evening do. These, Jack, are two little fantasy turtles that you can use for role play games. So they're both holding a staff. They have like flowers around the hair, around the headline, like kind of just basic cloth semi-robe thing. The venues where we'll be getting married, we're not sure which venue it is yet. So I don't believe Sparkles wants me to broadcast it all over the internet either. We're only allowed a certain amount of people, and obviously if things are broadcast on the internet, then we can't stop people from turning up if they just turn up, and then that could cause issues. And speaking of Sparkles, guess she's just turned up with my cup of tea out of the kitchen. She's amazing, isn't she? She's why I'm marrying her. You know, she's absolutely fantastic. Good evening, Twisted. Good evening. They are on community posts. You are right there, Ellie. He's all right, Renee. He's all right. Yes. Obviously, there's a reason why I'm called Baz and Sparkles. He's called Sparkles. Is well, privacy, especially because of where we live, is so easy. Really, if I ever get out on the internet, I'm screwed. If anyone ever took a dislike and decided to run or something, yeah, I'm getting that guy. What? No, I'm buggered. So, yeah, I keep my name as much as I can away from the character that is Laz, who is a character as much as it is very close to me, and well, very very little difference actually, to be quite honest. It is still my character that I play to a degree. And I think I can attest to there's not much difference between Laz and the person behind the character. It's like EB. There is practically nothing different between the Eclectic Beard and the man that is the Eclectic Beard. That is a lot of detail on a tiny figure. There's only 35 of them. I'll be fine. As long as I can do things like remember to wait for paint to dry, I'll be okay. You've got a wonky one. That's not something you want to wear, is it? You've got a wonky one. Especially when you're looking down there. Working on the Terminator Captain. Added a bit to his base. Did you buy like what? A Bio-Titan or something to mount him on? Just out of curiosity, or did you have like half of one just lying around and it's gone from a base this big to a base like this big? And it's actually a 2x2 board just for his base. Have you gone that daft, or are we talking within reason this time? And not like the assassin where you built a half fucking statue for the bit of the statue to go onto. Sorry, we're supposed to say that. Delete that bit. Everyone forget what I just said. Yeah, they're not one hair brushes, but yeah, I've got a few of those little tiny. I've got brushes that you can't see on camera, and that's irritating because I can't see the tip sometimes either. I've got to put paint on it to make it thick enough so I can see. He is already standing on a dead. It's a dead screamer killer, isn't it? I've got about 3 of them in a box down there, and I can't remember. I think it's a dead screamer killer. That, let's face it, if a captain, Space Marine captain, with a power sword and storm bolter ran up to a screamer killer one-on-one, it's the captain that's getting left on the base, not the screamer killer. More rock and some odd rusty wreckage. I'm considering trying to get rid of all the non-Space Marine stuff off the Space Marine bases. Because, all right, it's cool having dead foes on the base. It makes it look cool and it gives it something, the battlefield, something good to look. But if my Space Marines are facing my Eldar, why would one of my Tyranids be dead on the base? But if my Space Marines is facing anybody, it makes sense that a Space Marine would be dead on the base. So I'm thinking about adding dead Marines, a lot of them. I do have a lot of spare torsos and firstborn stuff, so it should be all right. Brushy frame. That sucks. Oh well. You go away. Go away. I'm falling out with you. You're not doing it right. How about you? Are you gonna be nice? I assume so. Let's see how you're gonna paint. You're behaving better than the other one. You can stay. Well, green's one of the few colours where I can actually select brightness on. I have more blues than anything else. I know that. But then again, blue is my favourite colour, so that would make sense. I have more blues than anything else. I have a few greens. I have quite a few browns. I have pinks, purples. I'm getting not a bad selection of just colours. I just need more selections in the tones of colours. So I've got I've only got a couple of pinks, and I've only got a couple of purples, and I've only got a few, I think 2 or 3 reds now, including the Pro Acryl. Yellows, I have 1 normal yellow and 1 speed paint yellow. So yellow is a colour I don't have much of at all. However, the one I do have in the normal paints, I am incredibly happy with. I mean, I do have like a mustardy yellow, but I don't count that really, because that's more when I actually want a mustardy yellow. If I wanted a yellow to mix, I'd use the bright yellow that from the Pro Acryl. I'd mix with this to brighten it up, for instance. I may end up using that mustardy yellow as the brown for the turtle shells. Or at least as the brown for the pineapple. That would make more sense. Because pineapples are quite light as the base brown, aren't they? And then kind of get darker as they get to the tips and then go bright green at the top. If I remember rightly. I might completely remember wrong. Oh, I've missed something. What's for dinner? Food. Food. Someone mentioned food. Who's bringing food? All right. Who mentioned it first? Fess up in the chat. Who brought up food first? Fess up. Come on. One of you has mentioned food. Which means you've got to bring enough for the rest of us. I really could just murder my way through something right now. Great big slab of cow. That'll do me happy. Never guess Sparkles is a vegetarian, would you? Not with the way I go on about meat. Big beef. Fuck off, Twisted. Ham hock, ham. Since you're making a bean and ham soup. It's a bean and ham soup. We know what bean and ham soup is. We're not that. We're okay over here. We know what bean and ham soup is. We usually use pig, but hey, okay. And use salt from the ham to make it all nice and salty and lovely and yum. We know how it works. And now you're just going to make me really. Damn it. Twisted. If you're not doing something to me with ideas, you're doing something to my stomach and making me want food. I'm going to need something to eat now. Twisted, you're a fucker. I've not even got an hour into the stream. Normally I get to hold out until the end of the stream and then go get something to eat, but no. It made me really hungry. I will be right back, people, because Twisted has made me hungry. If you're wondering where I am, blame Twisted. His fault. I'm going to get food. Sorry. I'm only joking, Twisted, but you have made me hungry. I'm going to go get something to eat. I have no idea what I'm going to get to eat. But I have to go get to eat. Quick. Something quick is not like it. Well, I've got that. Is it? All that. Do you have anything quick like that? It's not fulfilling. It is not fulfilling at all. It's not going to satisfy any hunger, but at least it's food. And I'm going to eat a mini roll. That is absolutely fuck all. No, it was only a mini roll. It was only a mini roll at Ali. You can't share a mini roll. There's barely enough of it there to even taste. Yeah, you see, a good thick soup. I know that's what Sparkle's made. Well, it's kind of made it more of a curry, but he smelled beautiful. But I had bacon, cheese, and chutney on toast instead. Because, well, I can. And bacon's nice. Well, that's the problem. I'm going to have to just have one in this case, Ali, because, well, if I have more than one, I'll have the children coming after me. I don't particularly want that. There's more of them than there is me. And I might be bigger, but two of them, if I catch it up, they've caught up to Sparkles already. And they've still got a little bit longer to go. So they've got a chance to catch up to me. Well, they won't, but he will eventually, so. Still got the taste of it, though, so I'm not too bad. That was just way too much paint on that brush then. Way too much paint on that brush. I'll get in and get her back shell. That's cloth over the top. But there is shell across the back of her head. Which is something you've got to pay attention to as you're going through and doing each colour at a time. Is there any bits that you thought were one colour but actually turn out they're going to end up being another colour? Like there is actually a scale on the side there. And one under the ear. There. Ah, the joys. Mango chutney. Mango chutney is the answer to that, Renee. Mango chutney on the toast first, and then put the bacon on, and then grate the cheese over the top, and then put it all under the grill so it's all nice and bubbly and golden. And then the bacon has to be crispy as well before it goes under the grill. So that's what, 10 minutes in the air fryer, give it a turn over about 5 minutes, make sure you're giving it a shake about 2. If you're using an air fryer, obviously, if you've got a frying pan, you can see how it's going and you can keep an eye on it. What was that? Something just went dink and I'm not sure what it was. Might have been my phone. Probably with my phone. Ah, I've missed a big green bit. Fuck. Should be all the brown scaly bits. Even the bits on the hand. Mango chutney's, yeah, it's not, because it's kind of more like a jam with spices and put in. It's not just mango, so it gets a pass from me. But then again, I've never really tried I've never tried a mango, so I don't think it'll taste like mango chutney. Same as strawberries don't taste like strawberry jam. But yeah, there's a bit of it in there, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Even if you go for something like a strawberry conserve or a preserve or something that's closer to being strawberry than a jam, even they're still too sweet, too sugary. Good evening, Buzzard. Are you jetpacking around again? I'll have a little bit more of your attention this evening. And all them white spots down the side. So. So I need to do a little bit of clean up the green. And then that's brown and green done on both of them for the most part that I can tell. So fresh mangoes are not good, but mango chutney's right there. I'll stick with mango chutney then, thanks. I mean, they do sell fresh mangoes in the supermarket just down the road, but it's never struck my fancy to get one. I just buy the jar of mango chutney because I know I like that. I only like that because it's sweet and it goes with the salty bacon. Usually preference of smoked bacon, but that's what bacon you use is entirely up to you. That's got to be one of my favourite dishes to just throw together. I can cook it round people in the kitchen. So people using the hob, like Sparkles is making something for her and the kids, that's fine. Even if she's using the oven, I can just wait till towards the end and then just throw the bacon in the air fryer to start. That's all it needs. And once the oven and the grill are free, just jump on and use them then. Fucking awesome. There are a lot of good chutneys, but I don't tend to try them that much. Mainly because I don't eat them enough, except for the mango one, for it to be warranted to get more chutneys. The mango one I eat, I'll take about a week to eat a jar of mango chutney on my own. Not sure if that's a good or a bad thing, but that's what it takes. Just trying to make sure I get in all the gaps and places that I missed. There are some places that are hard to get to just through sheer fact that other things are in the way. So you do have to be a little bit diligent to make sure you get them. Well, you found the final ingredient that goes on the extra one when you want something a bit more. Just before you put the cheese on, throw some jalapenos on first. And let the cheese just melt all over the jalapenos and the bacon, and then it's But essentially, red pepper jelly would do the same thing, as opposed to give it that little bit of a kick. But jalapenos are my way of doing that. That way, you get to keep a mango chutney, and the bacon, and the cheese, and just more stuff. I'll even put brown sauce on that thing as well. And then another slice of toast on top and have it as a sandwich, and just have my food was stacked earlier. Essentially made Scooby snacks. Fucking huge. So, right now I've got to make a decision of which one is which. And I do that by picking the flowers. So one has purple flowers, one has pink flowers. Let's do purple first. Because it's the better paint to use. It is. It's the Army Paint or War Paint range. It's better applicator bottle. So a small splodge of lighter purple. And a small splodge of the dark purple. Yeah, let's just bang it all on. Why not? Look, if it works, it works. If you like the taste, you like the taste. And if you're after something filling, there's no point taking things away, is there? So just stick more on. And that's a name I've been called a lot. But yeah, just stick more on. Right, now I need a brush. So I'm going to go to it's just a 1. It is, and it's a relatively unused one, even though it's a... How have you managed to get No, that seems okay. Oh, cherries and habanero. See, that's gonna be a nice. Too much for me. It's gonna have too much of a kick for me. I can't take. I like spice, but my body can't take spice anymore. Well, my stomach can't take spice anymore, so I can't eat much of it. This is why I draw the line at a jalapeno, just because even the seeds on that can be bad on me. To be quite honest, if I get too many of the seeds of that, my stomach doesn't like it. So I do have to be careful. But I do like spice, which doesn't stop. So it means I do still eat it sometimes and just run the risk of, yeah, having to do a porcelain wash that evening. So I'll never try something like a Scotch bonnet or a Carolina Reaper or anything that stupid. Because as I've just said, that would be stupid to have Carolina Reapers and things when you can't even have frigging jalapenos all the time. But I do like spice. I'm not sure who you're asking there, Ali, but over here it's been. We had a few nice days towards the beginning of the week, and then it just went, like over the weekend, and then it just went cold again. Not as cold as it obviously has been, but after those few warm days, it felt like it might as well have been that cold. Yeah, Renee and Twisted are going to have us beat on anything we could do on temperature anyway. They live way closer to cold areas than we do. So much so that they are a cold area. Or they are in cold areas. Although I think we're on kind of similar lines of latitude to both Renee and Twisted, actually. Similar, I don't know if we're actually on exact lines. Maybe slightly higher than one, slightly lower than the other, but that nasty little bloody wind that's been coming in down from the north has not been pleasant. It's right fucking down over us, it has. To the point where all day we're kind of looking up, going, "Is it going to rain or isn't it?" And it's literally going rain cloud, sunny, rain cloud, sunny. So it has been a bit of a weird one. But with that, it's never actually got warmer, which sucks. And if anyone was watching the Combat Patrol magazine issue the other day, this is essentially the layering technique that was on about, where you get slightly lighter layers and layer them up. Or is this wet blending? I'm not sure, because technically the paint's still wet as I'm doing it. Although I'm still just going around the edge to essentially edge highlighting even. Oh, I don't know. But it's a different technique to slap chop, which I used to do the Tyranids. And it means you've got to apply a small little amount of paint at a time to little areas and slowly, gradually decreasing areas. So hopefully, if I can actually get that to, that will look like purple fucking flowers. I may have to even highlight them up even brighter, but I'll find out once I do the headband around it. It's about one of the first few times where my wet palette goes in the fridge to keep fresh. Pinks. Pinks. How do I choose which colours to start with? In this case, we've gone with what the animals look like. And then, because Sparkles and Oak in this case, where Sparkles is characters, she's chosen flower colours and things like that. With my armies, so in the case of this chap, I chose to do him as one of the first founding legions that turned traitor. So he is a world eater paint job. He's a specific color design, color scheme was already planned out for me. This chappie, on the other hand, was just an experiment to see what it looked like to have a purple one. I wanted to see what it would have a look like with a purple and gold marine, and that's what I found out it looked like. So sometimes it's experiments, sometimes it's predefined for me. With the rest of these characters, though, well, it's 33 left to go. I will have to take photographs. I think I've put them up on the community post, and I think I have put pictures. I'm going to go check now, just because Ali did ask me to do it, and I can't remember if I did or not. Yes, there we go. So we've got the, after Sparkles and Oak, we have the 3 water creatures that are at the lowest level. Now, one of them is a familiar, so stat lines you don't have, nobody has to look into that. I'll find that in the Dungeon Master's Guide or the Monster Manual. I'll find stats for that. But for colours and things, discussions, ideas, anything you want to put into on the Discord channel, there is a room in there. And at the moment, you're discussing the 2 water characters and the water familiar. So that's how I'm going to decide for the rest of the characters. Sparkles just decided for these 2 because they're the first 2, and they are the named characters for the project. And seeing as she was the inspiration for the project, it kind of made sense to let her have the first choice. Now, Ali's the only person so far who's put any ideas into play in that room. Some people might be doing more research into 5th edition, the original 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons when it came out in 2014, which is the copy of the book that I'm using. But if you're more up to a D&D than I am, and you're going, well, no, a Forged Domain Cleric might do for this, and this might do for that, and that looks like you could get away with that, but that's out of that expansion. If you can give me a valid reason that it won't be like broken, yeah, we can do something. We can work something out. It just means that I'll have characters ready set up for people who want to play. And I do, at some point, I have the idea in my head of running a one shot at least via Discord to see if people want to play. And it would be with those characters as well. So if you've helped build characters, then you can obviously go, oh, yeah, well, I want to try that one, or I want to try that one, or I would like to try that one. Not all the characters will be mage classes or caster classes. It just so happens that the first few are. I mean, if they're carrying a staff like that, generally they're a mage. They look like they were a mage class. Or to me, they do. Some people might go, no, that's more like a polearm or a staff, or you could make them a fighter, or so Sparkles does have the final say, and once she has the final say, she'll tell me to write it down in that book. I'll write it down in that book, and that's when the character's named, statted, color schemed, the lot. Although Sparkles does need to give these a backstory. If you're listening up there, although it is a magical island that is separated from all of the realms, and you can traverse from there to various places, usually at random. I still need to see a backstory how each person ended up living in the magical world of Sparkles and Hook. Not really, Renee, because you understand the basic classes. You know what a wizard is, you know what a sorcerer is, you know what a warlock is, you know what a paladin is, you know what a fighter is, you know what a rogue is, you know what a ranger is. You don't have to worry about stats and rules, really. Names and color schemes is more important at this point. It's kind of the same near me, Jack, but only if you drive. If you don't drive, then it becomes a bit of a chore to actually get to them places. But if you can drive, then it's 15, 20 minutes away. And you're out of main Manchester, and you're just fields and hills. That being said, 20 minutes drive the other direction, you're right in the middle of the city centre, and you're just clogged up in traffic. I forgot the one on the chest. That sucks. Not sure that's quite worked how I wanted it to, so I'm going to let it dry and maybe come back onto it. But looking at the purple one kind of needs the dark pink to make it stand out along the edges. I mean, if you're not already part of the Discord, Jack, feel free to join up. And there's even a room for just interesting things. So if you take photos, just pop them in there if you want, so people can see them say, wow, that was good, well, blah blah, and comment on things. If you don't want to put it out into the big wide world of the web, that is. Things like Facebook and Instagram, even though you can put them as private, they can still get taken and put elsewhere just because people can screenshot. Well, I don't think I have that many people in my Discord that are that bad of people that do that crap. So feel free if you wish to. Right, so that's the purple flowers. And then the pink flowers. Okay, well, at least Vallejo blue ink is very lovely ink. Ooh. I don't have a blue wash. But I don't want to buy from Vallejo because the dirty, scabby business practices. So you put him in a tough predicament, Twisted. But I do like Vallejo products. I still like the company. Put him in another difficult situation here, Twisted. Who am I kidding? Vallejo blue wash is going on my Amazon wish list. And while I do just take a small break to let things dry, and I've just mentioned the wish list, there are many ways you can support the channel. One of which is the Amazon wish list, which I do put things on that I use regularly, things like glue, base coats, primers, things like that. There also is a buy me a coffee section on the homepage. If you go to there, if you wish to donate anything as small as 1 coffee, 2 coffees, or 3 coffees. Anything other than that, if you just subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, every little bit helps. And if you want to come and chat to me or anyone else who's part of the community that's in there, join the Discord, which is absolutely free. There is no charge to Discord. Oh, I've just done self-promotion on my channel. I feel all weird. Somebody tell me I didn't do it. Somebody tell me I was doing for the algorithm. So yeah, has that finished drying now, so I can get back out of the YouTuber mode. I don't like being in YouTube mode; it makes me feel weird. We're not YouTube. I'm not a YouTuber. You come here to we come here to hang out, don't we? We're not. There we go. So we have the pink flowers with the brown shell and the green skin. And then we have the purple flowers. Right, I live in a small town and easily 1,000 people on that estate. And on that one. And on that one. Probably not as many on that one. I'm getting shitloads on there though. Shitloads on there. Shitloads on there. So there's about 7,000 people in my small town. I don't know if that's small or not. So I classify my town as small, and there's about 7,000-ish people in that I can think, roughly. Maybe more, because they're building new houses all the time, and these estates are expanding. But if we move over into the next town, then they get counted towards the next town, even though they're like borders of split streets and stuff. So now, how do I differentiate? One of them cannot wear metal or gold or anything like that, which is the Druid one, which is Little Miss Pink Flowers. Little Miss Pink Flowers cannot wear anything metallic. Lovely. Just what I wanted. Yeah, but then again, I've got within 3 miles of me, I've got another small town which has got roughly the same population. And then about another 5 miles down a different direction, there's another slightly bigger town which will probably have 10, 12,000. And oh no, oh wow, no, I live really close to a city which, yeah, I live close to Manchester in northwest England, so quite not as big as London, nowhere near as big as London, but if you're going outside of London, it's one of the bigger towns. Sorry, one of the bigger cities. So I live really close to there. So, in fact, what is the population of Manchester? I have no idea what is the population of Manchester. What is the population of the city that I live right next to? I'm just shy of 3 million. We don't have forests or farms in between. It's literally town, 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 town. So it's like 4,000 people, 4,000 people, 4,000 people, 5,000 people, 6,000 people, 5,000 people, 6,000 people. There's not. No, there's a little road sign going, you've left here, you've entered here. That's it. Other than that, there's no change. And yeah, it's about, yeah, so yeah, about 3 million-ish people live in the city that I'm technically part of, because I'm only 7 miles. I think it's 7 miles from the city centre. It's not that far, really. And it's about, yeah, 3.3 million Greater Manchester. And I'd make up basically that part, the 500,000. So my town makes up part of that 500,000 that takes up the outlying towns. And they might as well just all be one big fucking thing because there's nothing breaking them up. Right, I got yellow out. I got yellow out for a reason because I've got to do the little dots in the middle of the flowers now. So yeah, although I live in a small town, you wouldn't be able to tell when you've left one town to enter another. So you'll just be counting anyone who doesn't know would just be carrying on counting people until they get up to like, oh, this is 100,000. We're up to 200,000 here. We just come around in a big circle. All right, concentrate, lads. No, you see, I've not got paint on the right part of the brush there. And this is the one that's going to be a fucker because it's hidden right behind the staff head. Yeah, you get the yellow. What is SD? You have a good night, Ali. Thank you for coming to join us. I hope you have a nice night's sleep. Wake up nice and refreshed for working in the morning. And these little yellow dots in is a frigging pain. Especially that one. And I've got to wipe all that away because you're the one that is going to have a gold frigging pineapple, aren't you? Because you're the one who can have metal. which means I'm going to take advantage of that and use a lot of metallics on that one, as opposed to this one, which can't have any metal, which is going to get all the browns and the natural tones. I need to make them stand out from each other somehow. Oh, right, okay, 2/3. And I'm going to have to go back. So yeah, you're right out of the way. No, I live. Yeah, we're pretty much built on top of each other. I barely think I've got 20 feet between me and both neighbours. It's like from one side to the other, not even 20 foot to go from that neighbour's wall to that neighbour's wall. Take care, Renee, if you're leaving also. Have a good night or an evening or afternoon. Enjoy yourself. Have a chill for the rest of it. And yeah, relax. Relax. Right. Now, those are the bits that have been defined and told to me that I can to do with colours. Anything from now is I've got to look at it and go, right, what do I think will work? Apart from the colour of the pineapple and the colour of the staff, I've been told them. But regarding the leafy ears and the twiny headband thing and the clothes that they're wearing and the colour of their eye, and well, I'm going to give them bright jade eyes. Decided going to have bright jade eyes. There is that. We just don't have the room to do that really. So, yeah, really small houses most of the time, lots of flats, or at least what we call a cottage flat, which is essentially a house, but his bottom floor is one flat, second next floor is another flat, and that's it. We have lots of those as well. So there is all sorts of things that we, yeah, they cram us up quite a lot, which is not nice. It isn't nice. You couldn't get a Rizzler paper between me and my neighbour's house. Do you want to know why? 2 layers of brick stopping you, because it's my wall and their wall. There is no gap. No gap. So we are wanting Balthazar gold for what would be wood. We're going to go for Retributor armor for the wrapped part of the fabric, and then we're going to go for Liberator gold for the pineapple. So we're going to move up in like 3 stages of dark and from gold into very, very bright gold at the end. This is so we can actually get some of the models started, get somewhere in the way. No worries, Jack. Thank you very much for calling in, man. You have a good night, mate. Get some good rest, and yeah, you enjoy yourself and chill as well. I think I shall continue stressing out over sparkles for tonight. I'll leave oak alone. I'm just going to stress out over sparkles for tonight. Sure, sparkles is going to require more pro acryls than oak, I think. Requiring jade and white to be going over for the ropes. That's some nice shiny stuff there. Now, if I was as good a painter as, say, Twisted or Graham, I may have tried non-metallic metal on that bit, but I'm not. I'm a lazy mini painter. I don't do painting as often as either of those. I paint when you see me paint. So if you've not seen me paint it, I ain't painted it. In case you're wondering how past projects that I've started are doing. And you're thinking, well, he must have done something on it while we've not been. No. If you've not seen me painting it, I have not painted it. If you have not seen me build it or do it, I have not done it. So I need, next is Retributor Armor. Should I do Retributor Armor or should I do Auric Gold? Auric Gold's much brighter. I might do that as the tape. I mean, look at that that is a bright gold yellow, isn't it? Bright yellow gold. So yeah, I think I'll do that as, I'll do the tape with that and then do the pineapple with the slightly browner, more like 18 karat gold for the actual pineapple at the top. But for the fabric holding it on, a very, very bright gold. What has just happened to my monitor? Why is my monitor flashing? Hello, hello. Was I lagging then for a moment? I hope not. Done that a couple of times now. I'm not happy. It's almost like my computer saying I'm asking it to do too much. I'm not asking it to do much. He's done plenty. He's done this enough. It can do it. I know it can. You can do a lot bloody more as well if you wanted to. Maybe I need to clean some stuff out. No longer that you noticed. Awesome. Cheers, Twisted. So, oops. There we have the gold band and ribbon. I mean, a lot of washing is going to have to be done on this. And washes take fucking forever to dry. Especially because it's going to need at least 2 different types. It's going to need a green wash, it's going to need a brown wash. So that's going to make fun as well. That's going to make it all look great, isn't it? Yay! For some reason, I can't find an open one of these. And I think I open one every time I wish to use it, but I can't seem to find an open one. So I'm opening another. Because, well, I need to. Because now I've got to paint all this. All this in gold. So yeah, this one's going to be one solid colour, whereas the other one's going to look like a natural pineapple, a bit brown and green and various other colours. I'm not sure what colour I should do the... I'll probably end up just doing the ivory. It's more like a natural cloth binding. I know it's not much of a difference in shading of gold, but it is a subtle difference. So small amounts of colour are getting in there, which is good. It is good, it is good, it is good. Now you, because you are the priest, and you are the life domain cleric, you get to add a little bit more gold onto you, because you're allowed to wear embellishments. Whereas Miss Druid is not allowed to wear metal stuff, which sucks. No metallics on her at all. Nah. Gold on. So all the ropes on the... They are such tiny little critters, aren't they? So tiny. So tiny. Oh, Sparkles has a habit of liking nice little critters. And woe betide me to tell that woman that she can't have something. Especially when it's in my power to do it. She gets denied very little. Probably much to my own detriment, but she does get denied very little. Okay. So at this moment in time, I only really have about 2 colours. Really? Did you have to do that? I only have about 2 colours that are, I say set. So I know what colours to use for that bit. Then I have to once again go and refer to the boss with work in progress. Going, this is what I've done, this is what they look like. But see, this is how it works. So, eyes. I know eyes are going to be jade. And jade may be some of the colours that are mainly used in the water creatures. I don't know. Greens, blues, jades, yellows, browns, reds, pinks, purples. I don't know what colours are going to be used, but yeah. I would like it to be a variance if I can. But if it turns out that everyone ends up blue or green or jade, then so be it. And I want ears to be... Oh, green, come on. But I'm going to do them Death Guard green first, and then layer them up over the top with ogre and camo. So I'm going to do that bit first. Wrong brush. Now this will be on both of them, so I might as well do the leaf ears on both. Which is the Death Guard green first. I mean, I know 3D printers can print color now, but you still have to do the highlighty stage because I've seen them print. And it's just block colors. So, yeah, I'd much rather do this. Because then I know the base color that I'm putting down is the base color I actually bloody want, and not just the closest somebody else could do. I have no idea where that's just come from either. But yeah, it did. It's just come from my mouth. Boom. A little bit of nonsensical chattering. See, it's not looking too bad. I mean, I could have done a lot worse, in fairness. What, did it bring it out? No, I didn't. Shit. Let's just do the... Here's on this one first. Well, leaves. Pardon me. I mean, the good thing about painting tiny critters is by the time I come to painting big critters, they're not as bad. It's like, wow, you've got huge chunky pieces. I can see exactly where I need to put paint on you. Whereas these little tiny critters are just constantly just little bits and little bits and little bits and little bits. And it's like, where does it end? And the answer is, I don't know. I don't know where it ends. It just doesn't sometimes. Right, and then I want our green camo. Which I've also not used yet. Okay. Where's that brush that I chucked away over there earlier? There it is. There really isn't much bloody difference between our green camo and the other one. Well, there should be. Just a tiny little bit of highlighting just to help bring some of the edges out because it does look very flat on there. That's better. Right. Now I need my Pro Acrylic white, which I didn't think about a minute ago. Didn't think about at all. I didn't. But I am going to need it. And it's the only one I can actually find straight away in the box. I should have used it instead of that other one. Oh. Excess. Take model. And then down. And then we try and get the eye done, you see. And it's not too bad if we overdo the white, because we could always just paint the eye white again. And then once it's dry, paint the bit that we want blue, jade blue, and then just put the dot in. Good evening, Francois. Good evening. So, I know it's a little cartoony, but that's what the eyes are going to kind of look like. So while I wait for that one to dry, I'm going to go for both eyes in white, so that I just have to do the blue bit, which is the easy bit, believe it or not. It's trying to not fuck this white up. That's the hard bit. Because it's like a white that actually fucking covers and does what you want it to do. If you try it in some of the more difficult areas to get to, then it can flood and it can really fuck it up more than normal whites do. Because normal whites are like, well, it's still half seeable. You can get through it. It's that half visible, but no, that one is that was just dope. You want it white? I'm going to make it white. You said you wanted it white. Why are you complaining? Yeah, I didn't think you was actually going to cover it that well. Well, you thought wrong, didn't you? I cover it. I make it white. I cover it well. Yep, you do. I'll give you that much. Pro Acrylic white is the best white I've used on the market so far. Not saying I've tested every single one though, so by no means take that as a well, he said so, it must be the best one ever. No, he said so, at least worth a try. And a few other people have said as well, the Pro Acrylic white is something a bit nice. So when you get enough people saying it, then as I said, it's at least worth a try. I don't think you'd be disappointed if you got the Pro Acrylic white. I'm not saying you'll be About other colours, you maybe other colours from Pro Acrylic may not be as good as I make it out to be, but so far, I've got to say, always impressed. And then we have two little blue eyes. It really does help that these are twins, by the way. Even though the different classes, they are twins. Nice bright blue eyes. You go back into your little thing for now. Come back to you. Now, Newton. Let's get a few little things down because we do know claws got to be brown as well as the turtle shell. So let's capture the claws. Or essentially all the fingertips. And in this case, toes as well. So many little bits. And I'm only finding out about them as I paint even the other little bits. And the more I paint, the more I'm finding out that I've got to paint. It's a Russian doll thing all over again. Never ending. Just dolls coming out of dolls, coming out of dolls, coming out of dolls, and chasing you down the museum. It's not fun. Sorry, that's not relevant to the stream, really, is it? Nearly done for tonight. Nearly done for tonight. Need to come back in with a little bit of this nice metallic brass in there and in there and around there and around there. Now, touch up on the headdress or the rope for the flowers. Okay, so we now have a start on sparkles and oak. Ooh, the blue wash, the blue ink, the Vallejo one. Nice, I shall have a look at that after this. In fact, while I'm sat here, I can little white dot on the eye on that one as well. So they've both got a little white dot. So now this is obviously the metallic one. This one will be going more natural. So probably some silvers and a couple of other shinier parts coming onto sparkles. Hence the name Sparkles. Sparkles has got a, pardon me. Sparkles has got a sparkle. Oak, much more earth based. So yeah, I think they'll stand out as the namesakes say. I don't want to rush it. I don't want to push too far on something and mess it up. So I'm not going to go too far tonight. That's just going to be the start of them. I'll move on to oak next week and get the colours that I know we need for oak. So it will be the oranges, the browns, the greens, and the more earthy greens rather than the bright green that I've used for the skin. So that should be fun for those as well. Also for next week, models and musings. I'm not sure. That just may end up being a complete free-for-all on Monday, which will be fun. And Wednesday, of course, I'll try and cover the Combat Patrol magazine. On Thursday, we'll come back to these two lovely little turtles that I'm doing for Sparkles. But other than that, yeah, I've got a bit of thinking to do. Speak to Sparkle about colour schemes for robes, tabards, how she wants them doing. She might want them just quite plain, simple, just white, but we give them a wash, obviously. Or she might want them some kind of colour. Who knows? Who knows? But until we get all those answers, I'm not going to be able to paint much more on it. And everyone should go get a rest, have some fun, enjoy yourselves, and I shall see you on Monday. Drive safe.